Welcome to the Jill on Money Call of the Week. We're presented by Marcus by Goldman Sachs. If you've got a burning financial question, it could be anything. It could be retirement. It could be a loan pay down. It could be a major purchase like a house. Just send us an email. Ask Jill at JillOnMoney.com. That's Ask Jill at JillOnMoney.com. That's what Kevin did. He's on the line calling from Minnesota. Hey, Kevin, what can I do for you?
Well, my wife and I are both 58, so we're getting close to where we're looking at retiring, and we've spent a lot of time researching and investing in 401ks and IRAs, and I pretty much understand those things. One thing I've learned is that there's a lot of nonsense out there as far as information that's available.
Indeed.
Which is why I listen to you. I don't ever hear any nonsense from you.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of nonsense, but it's not usually about your retirement or your financial life. It might be nonsense when I'm talking about like sports or hockey or something, right?
Not at all.
All right. Well, so what else is going on? You've been researching and you're 58. You guys both working still?
Yes.
And when do you think you want to retire?
Well, we're not sure. It depends on how things go at our jobs, but the investing has gone rather well, and we can, if we have to retire early or want to retire earlier than 62, we can. But what I'm trying to get information on right now is Social Security. I have not found a lot of information on Social Security that's easy to read, that makes sense, that I think is comprehensive. And my question for you basically is, can you direct me to a really good source of information on Social Security that explains all the strategies, all the options that you have, and does it in English?
Well, first of all, oddly enough, the Social Security website is pretty good. I mean, I know that sounds odd, but SSA.gov, there is actually a ton of very good information there. I will have Mark send you some articles that I've written. But the thing that's interesting about Social Security is that the claiming strategies, what's happened with those, has changed quite a bit and actually reduces your options for kind of what you could or could not do. But let me just give you the broad brush. The broad brush is everybody has something called a full retirement age. So if you go to Social Security, SSA.gov, and you look up your own record, you'll see that there is some date. And for you, it's probably 66. Maybe 66 and change.
Yes.
And what that means is that at that age, you will be able to file for Social Security retirement benefits and get some amount of money every month. Do you know what the number? Have you done that yet or not?
I've looked at it.
Okay.
I've done their calculations.
Okay. So how much is the monthly amount
that we would be getting?
Yep. At your full retirement age.
It was approximately $36,000 a year.
Okay.
So.
Great. Okay. So that's your full retirement age. So what happens is the Social Security Administration allows you to claim as early as age 62, but you wouldn't get that $36,000. It would probably be reduced by about 20%. And the reduction that you take when you claim early is a permanent reduction, which is why people like me say don't do that unless you have to. I mean, if you were in terrible health, you would do it, right? Because you part of Social Security is making a bet on when you think you're going to die. Right. But for most people, claiming early is a permanent reduction. And if a spouse is counting on your Social Security benefit and going to claim half of your benefit, the spouse's lifetime Social Security would also be reduced by 20%. So in general, we say wait till your full retirement age. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, every year that you delay or every month you delay, the Social Security system will beef up your benefit. So if you put in what would it look like for me to claim at age 70, that's the maximum you could get, it's going to be a higher number. So in general, that's kind of how Social Security works. Would your wife also be claiming Social Security on her own, or would she be claiming half of yours?
Probably on her own. Our career paths have gone in such a way that our benefits will be about the same.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. So when you look at your total retirement asset base, how much do you have saved for whenever you call it quits? About
$750,000 roughly.
And will you guys be entitled to any pensions?
Not big ones. We've both worked in state government or in government for a part of our careers, and there's actual pensions there, but there right now there would be for both of us about $4,000 a year.
Okay, so good. You get some nice lunches on the on your. That's very nice. How much do you guys need to live on? Do you know?
Well, we haven't done a real good, or we can't calculate that because we're also considering when we retire moving to Mexico or Costa Rica or someplace like that.
I love that. You mean for those cheap living expenses? Do you guys have kids or not? You're going to just say to the kids, screw you, or what?
We have kids, but our kids have airline flight benefits.
Nice. And they would want to visit you. So here's what I would do if I were you, Kevin. I would look at this and say, in general, we'll send you some information about Social Security. You can play with the calculators, et cetera. But in general, you want to try to look at your retirement and say, how much are we really going to need to live on, right? And then you want to project forward and you say, all right, let's say that we can really retire at age 62. Then what I want you to also think about is I have to accumulate some money that would maybe be available to help float my lifestyle outside of retirement. So non-retirement assets, especially because then you don't want to have to pay tax on everything, right? And you want to beef up some of your non-retirement assets. And then you want to see if it makes sense for you to delay claiming Social Security even more into the future. The best thing to know about your retirement is, you know this obviously in your gut, but the longer you work, the better the numbers look. If you hate your job and you just want to bail, then maybe even if you could simply make a little bit of money in some sort of side job or part-time job or do something a little bit just to bring some money in, that may be enough for you to bridge the gap between age 62 and your full retirement age. But, I'm excited to hear about Costa Rica or wherever you go. And keep us posted. And we'll send you some information about Social Security and some calculators, and you can play with it. And you give us a holler if you have more questions after that. Okay, that's the call of the week. If you have a financial question, just give us a holler. Send an email to askjill@jillonmoney.com or go to the website, jillonmoney.com. You can click the Contact Us button right there. Oh, by the way, while you're there, sign up for our free newsletter. It's free. Why not? We drop new episodes of Jill on Money every Tuesday and Thursday, and you can download the show anywhere that you get your podcasts. Apple, Google Play, radio.com, Stitcher, wherever. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is our executive producer. We're distributed by Cadence 13, and our show is presented by Marcus by Goldman Sachs. See you next week.